Welcome to Pau in the southwest corner of France. It's World Championship time 2017, ICF, Canoe Slalom and Wildwater of course. Today we're going to be covering 3 finals, so 30 boats will be going down this amazing channel. I'm Matthew Layton. I have a stack of guests, Olympic champions, world champions, future world champions are with me today to follow the action. First up, he's going to be with us for the next half an hour or so, is Adam Burgess from Great Britain. And our special guest the next 10 minutes is Tony Estanguet, triple Olympic champion, IOC member, winner of the French bid, and generally good man. Hello.
Hello, it's a real pleasure to welcome you all for this fantastic event. We've been working a lot over the last 3 years to prepare these World Championships, and you know, I'm from this city. I was born in Pau. It's my sport, canoeing, and I'm so excited to attend this meeting, to lead this organizing committee, and everything is ready for the show.
4, 7, 10, 11, 18, 21 are the upgates. Adam, where have been the challenges so far?
Oh, all over this course, there's challenges, yeah. Course designers have done a really good job of setting big moves all the way down. There's going to be action from start to finish.
So C2 men is the first class to go, and for fans of this sport, the Hawkshawners have made it, which is great news. 3 times Olympians, 5-time world champions, not to be outdone, of course, by the cousins, the Scanters, and Slovakia have a 3rd team in the final with Kucher and Batik. The Frenchies, Estanguet is going to be happy, Klaus, Pesch, Skiamanico, Carhill, and we have Berling-Becker, who won the championships this year by a whisker. Pockweiler, Stepanski, Kasper Sindler are really there or thereabouts, and the first to go down, and Marza and Paris, who probably have as much local knowledge as anyone else. Tony, this course, in a few words, you and your brother sat down a few years ago and let's build a course.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. I've been impressed during the semi-final, especially with the C2s. Only one ball with a touch. All the others were clean, and I can tell you how difficult is this course. So I think this final is looking to be very, very, very interesting.
So a few details: 23 gates, 6 upstream, 260 meters long, 5 meters to fall down, and 12 meters cubed a second of water following down this man-made course.
At the top, what is really important is to use the speed of the water, because the water is going very, very fast, and to keep also some energy for the finish, which is really, really difficult.
As you mentioned a minute ago, 9 out of 10 teams, excluding this one, went down with no penalties at all.
And they are all also in a very good time. It was quite impressive to see all the boats almost in the same second. So I think that will be a good suspense also for this final.
Definitely, every C2 race this year has been so tight. You really just can't call this one. There's so many good boats racing now, and I think any of these 10 could go on to win this.
Well, we see them going. A lot of teams took out gate number 12, which in theory is quite sensible. Easy rather, because they were looking at this move 14-15, which has caused all sorts of challenges.
Yeah, having a little bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble there, getting away from the spinner. It's a bit of a clumsy touch that is by Danny in the front there. 2-second penalty onto their time. 9 crews went clean earlier this morning, so yeah, to get on the podium with the touch is going to be difficult, but other than that, they've been fairly solid so far.
And the last difficulty here after the gate 19, the big stopper. How to really keep the speed, which is good.
Because although it looks straightforward, there's quite a strong current still in the last 50 meters.
Yeah, and it's long. The finish line is very far away. So even after the last gate, you still have to get a lot of speed, because the last 5 seconds are very long. I can tell you.
Wow. So there we have, first team over the line, 1:23. They made the final, which is a remarkable achievement. However, 6 seconds of penalties. 1:07 was the fastest in the semi-finals. So they're not going to trouble the medalists, I don't believe, on this time.
Oh yeah, they took risks, and I think it was important for them to try to really try the best for this final. Nothing to lose, and I think it was great already to reach the final level.
So here's the actual course. We see the very fast flowing water. The way that it's a big curve, did you take advantage of the natural surroundings, or did the planners say, oh, it's a good idea to have a big curve?
No, yeah, we used the nature here because we have also the river just behind. It was a good design to use the river as the current flow, and so we are very happy because it's a course very integrated also into the nature, close to the 30. So it's a good combination.
Camporesi Ferrari from Italy. They had fun in Ivrea this year. They've been around on the circuit many years.
Yeah, and taking the spin option there on gate 2, we saw the first crew from Spain using the peel out, a slightly safer option that's a little bit slower, and these guys have done a really good spin, so off to a very good start.
And we saw in the semi-finals, there wasn't much time changed hands at the top. It was once we went under the bridge that everything seemed to happen.
Yeah, definitely. You can really use the speed on the water, and ideally when you're on a good run here in Po, you probably get around this corner and you've not really used much energy yet. And it's the bottom half where you've really got to keep your focus and hope you've saved a bit of energy for it too.
Well, putting forward again a very good run so far. So far, Tony, I've been walking around a lot, and so many people are uncles, sisters, brothers. It's a massive family party, isn't it?
Yeah, this is fantastic. That was also the spirit of this event, to gather all the family of canoeing, the slalom, but also Wildwater and extreme slalom. So the main activities in Wildwater sports. It will be a fantastic show over the 3 days. So I'm very satisfied with this spirit because you know, it's my sport, and so far the Italians are doing great.
Well, Adam, they're 7 seconds up.
Yeah, they are well up on the Spanish crew. I think a lot of that's largely down to the clean run they've put down. They did get held up a little bit on the stopper under the bridge, so we'll see how much that costs them on the clock at the end when some of the other crews come down. But yeah, so far this is a really good run coming together.
And Tony, as someone with experience of big crowds, does a big crowd make a difference?
Yes, of course. This is fantastic for athletes coming from all around the world to have the opportunity to really compete in front of thousands of people. So I'm very satisfied. Look at this result. It will be a good time.
Well, this would have probably given them a medal in the semi-finals. So their hands in the air. They've done a cracking job. Well done for Italy. 2 gone, 8 to go.
And next up we have potentially a big race favourite, Klaus Pesch.
Well, these are great exponents of the C2. They're gentlemen off the water in the sense that they desperately want it to continue, but they do it in a clever manner.
Yeah, no, that will be interesting for Klaus Pesch, the French guy, the Olympic medalist in Rio last year. They try to prepare well for this event. Competing in World Championships at home, it's always something special. Only once in my life, and I'm sure for them also it will be the only occasion. So I think they really want to do the best for this event.
Well, the Northerners are very athletic, very dynamic. They've known each other forever. I believe they've been paddling together at the top level for the last 15 years. They live together, they both work together in the winter, and let's hope they can perform a record that they're proud of at the end of today.
Yeah, their style is absolutely awesome, and they've been at the top of this sport for a number of years now. They haven't won a World Championships yet. It's missing from their CV, and yeah, they're definitely capable of doing that. And on their home course in Po, let's see if they can do that today.
It's fantastic because there is a French culture in C2, and over the last 30 years we had many excellent athletes, and they are part of this tradition. So I'm very confident that they can manage a good run.
And clearly for the press, we have French television just next to us. It'll be a wonderful story if they do well. They're 9/10 of a second in head of the field so far.
Woo! It's a really good start for these boys, almost a second up, and yeah, another good upstream there. They're flying.
Look at that. Family, friends, anyone who wants. On the outside, it's the public area. They can do what they want. They can follow their fans too.
Oh, so far this is excellent, and now we approach really the last part. Here it's really key, this part. Yeah, so far it's really good.
Yeah, very good spin from these boys on their offside as well. Really good.
Come on. Ay.
Looks
2
like they
seconds early.
picked up a 2-second penalty. They're 4 seconds up though, so they'll be about 2 seconds up now on that split. 1:07, which I believe was the fastest time in the semi-final, so they're on to take the race lead still.
Wow, this is noise. This is noise. Look at this.
I love it. I love it.
So 2 gates to go. There's a lot of work to do still yet. Time at the moment is 1:09.
Come on. Go, 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 go.
Following the flow to the finish here. What's it going to be?
This is long. Ah!
Wow.
Good run. Excellent.
Wow. On that notice, I think we're going to do a changeover. Tony, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Super fast there from Klaus Pesch. Potentially left the door open just a little bit with that 2-second penalty that they took on, I think it was gate 18. But yeah, lightning fast. And they've really set the crowd off as well.
There's only one thing that's bigger than the World Championships, and it's the Olympics. The winner of the first Olympics, C2 back in Barcelona, Joe Jacoby's winners. Hello, Joe.
It's great to be here. How awesome to get to follow Mr. Tony Estanguet.
So 3 athletes down. I know you've been watching, you've just been beside us. Adam's just been saying that Klaus Pesch have left the door open with a 2-second penalty.
Well,
only a tiny bit, because they were so fast.
Just a little bit, but look, I think we just saw the heart and soul of what makes racing in France so amazing. And Klaus Pesch have been the heart and soul of this C2 category for a couple of years now. That was just an awesome, awesome performance, even with the touch. Yeah, I think some people have to make some big moves and take a little bit of risk here to make the jump over those guys.
Sorry, we haven't introduced Berling Becker. They won the overall World Cup standings by a whisper this year.
Yeah, and another crew who have that World Championship title missing from their CV, but are potentially capable of doing so. A career where they both had their fair share of injury trouble, but they keep coming back and they keep getting faster and faster, and yeah, demonstrating their form this season with the overall World Cup win.
So one of the things we should look at in the first section of this course, they have fallen hard on their edges 3 times already. And these guys got to settle back into the pace, stay over the middle of the boat. You can really see they're just leaning a little bit too much at times, and they got to get that back into the middle.
Into this tricky section now under the bridge with the big move on the stopper into the left-hand spin. And it's going to be difficult for these boys. Another crew with the backman paddling on the right-hand side, but they've done that very well.
It's a really nice touch move. That is what those guys needed, to just soften up a little bit, start using the water well. Their split is pulling a little back in. They need some big moves right here at the bottom of the course.
1.66 down, but they don't have any penalties. And later on in the course, Klaus Pesch picked up 2 seconds. So effectively, they're slightly ahead still.
Yeah, big move that for a C2 to the left. Used the water very well there. It's a heavy boat with 2 people in, and they've got the pickup from the wave they needed. And just into this last section now. The flow's bending from left to right, so you see it's not a straight line to the finish. They're going to have to head left first and then head back to the right to follow the fast water.
Well, it's going to be very close. Oh, just outside by 0.8 of a second. Well, there's no one here booing, but there's certainly no one cheering.
Very good run there from Berling Becker. You'll notice a lot of these crews have got a little teardrop sign just under their eye, and it's to do with the campaign, I guess, front run by Klaus Pesch, the French crew we've just seen. The I Love C2. Yeah, sad news that it's not going to be in the Tokyo Olympic Games, and it's just a sign from all these C2 paddlers of how much everyone in this sport and all the family, all the spectators, everyone just loves C2. And yeah, it's really sad that it's not going to be in the next Tokyo cycle.
Next to go are the present. Well, they're always Olympic champions. They're the Olympic champions from 2016, and it's the cousins, the Scantars. Do we have a slight delay?
I think one of the things that I just love about the Scantars is that their style is like, they're always like looking out over their shoulders, having paddled behind the Hawkshooters for so many years, and it's like, it does these guys always look like they're on their toes and they're just ready for anything. I'm really excited for this race run coming up.
Yeah, definitely spent a lot of their career in the shadow of the Hawkshooters brothers, despite having amazing results themselves. And then, yeah, the last few years really kind of put themselves to the front, and you can see that there with their #1 bib, their #1 world ranking.
Won in Ivrea this year, came 5th in the last World Cup event.
We're seeing a little bit of a softer style from these guys on the top of the course. I think that's a good sign. I think like Tony was talking about, you just really want to make sure you're aligning with that fast water, because there is plenty of time to make up here at the bottom. Save a little energy, save a little teamwork for the bottom of the course.
Yeah, and again, it's another crew who potentially deserving of that world champion status that they have not yet collected, and they've won the Olympic title, they've won the World Cup title. This is the one that evades them.
Anton Benzian this morning took a 50-second penalty in Jan Benzian's last race as an athlete, so that was a shame for them to go out that way. Well, a bit off the pace, 3.5 seconds off.
Yeah, it's hard to have seen where they lost the time. It must have been in that middle section, maybe just not as dynamic as Klaus Pesch, who were really going for it, really throwing it down. The home fans running down the bank with them, driving them on.
I think they're going to make up a little bit of time here on the bottom. It was nicely done through this last section here.
There's just a permanent, it's not like Prague where you have the wall of noise, but here it's just a permanent 200 meters of noise, isn't it? Oh, look at that,
so
700ths of a second out.
They really made up that time on the bottom. We have to just keep remembering in the C2 category, crossing all these stoppers, there is in the swinging sterns and the acceleration, there's a lot of room to lose and gain here at the bottom of the course.
Well, this is the perfect result so far for the Frenchies. Olympic champions, 7/10 out.
Still super tight already, only 5 crews down, and already the race is really tight, much like most of the finals we've seen in C2 this year. Every single final has just been pure fire, every single crew throwing down.
From one Olympic champion to 3 times Olympic champions, 5-time world champions, Pavlov and Peter Hochschorner. The last were cousins, these are twins.
Let's just take a moment here and acknowledge for the fans watching this broadcast, you are getting ready to watch 2 of the best Olympians of all time. These guys put themselves in a position to win a 4th gold, to attempt to win a 4th Olympic gold medal consecutively in 4 different Olympic games. Very, very impressive from these guys. Very excited to watch this run here.
Adam, as a teenager, you're probably watching these.
Definitely, yeah. But and it's all over already at gate 2.
Wow. Well, we said earlier that 1, 2, and 3 are really, really close.
Wow.
No, that's not what you want to see.
Let's
Are they going to honour the course?
Absolutely speechless. Yeah, I think the whole crowd here, everyone is just shocked by what we've just seen. These guys absolutely dominated the sport for so many years, and the last few years they've not quite been the same force with so many other crews coming out and being competitive. But that's just absolutely amazing.
You know, Adam, I think one of the things that strikes me is, let's go back to that gate 1 move. Those guys were setting up to do the bogey move, come down through the gate and go around the gate, which really surprised me that both Slovak boats took that route and not just the reverse and go directly back out for gate 2. It just kind of surprised me to see the more conservative line there on 1-2.
Definitely from 2 paddlers who just technically like in a league of their own almost. And
they're getting one of the biggest applause we've seen all day.
Yeah, they're finishing this off, but I bet they just want to get off this course as quick as possible now, and
I think that's right. And once again, I think regardless of the result here, I think what these guys have done for C2 and what they have done for the Olympic movement, it's pretty awesome.
Definitely, massive respect for these 2 brothers still, and wow.
So
anything can happen in this sport.
Down. Klaus Pesch leading by 0.07 of a second from Skantar. Berling Becker in 3rd place. Well done, gentlemen. You made the final. It wasn't the best result possible, but you finished the course.
Here we get to see it again. Oh, it looks like in the front he just got a little caught up under his boat of his paddle and tripped a little bit, and that was it. They did well to stay upright there. And if they'd have gone upside down, a roll in C2 is to right yourself is not easy. any C2 paddler can tell you that every time you fall in, you're never quite 100% sure you're going to manage to flip yourself back up again.
Poland have a representative in this final, Marcin Pokwala and Piotr Stepanski.
And Stepanski yesterday as well, very impressively qualified for the men's C1 semi-final. And he was in the top 10 as well. He was very fast.
Quick word about yourself. You're safely through?
Yeah, I'm safe through. I was 7th place in the heat, so really happy with that.
Another Olympic boat.
I really like the way these boys were paddling in the qualification. That was a really tight move on gate 1 there.
Yeah, they're a very good crew, very experienced, been around for a number of years. They're always there or thereabouts, mixing it in with the medals and lots of finals. Very consistent style, I'd say, to be such regular finalists.
I think if you're new to watching C2 in this broadcast, look for the boats that make this look a little easier. The ones that are a little softer up top, the ones that really are synergizing and working together well.
Well, as you saw, they're just a second off the pace.
Definitely, yeah. Second off, that means they're still well in touch, especially with the fact that they're keeping it clean. Klaus Pesch, of course, picking up that 2-second penalty on the bottom half. The back left crew here as well, so you'd say the bottom half probably favours the crew on this side more so than the top half does, with an onside spin here.
They look really good. They're looking soft. They're really well set up for this bottom section here.
Well, they've dropped back a couple of seconds. Do we see why?
A little bit more slipping away. It looked like it just took them a little while to get over to 14 to do their spin. Klaus Pesch really fired over that drop and flew into that move. Bit wet there through that line.
Yeah.
Not keeping the bow dry. So a bit more time slipping away.
I think they can make up a little bit of time. I don't know if it'll enough to put them in the lead, but they've got a good chance at the podium.
Well, podium so far is 1:06.15 to be third. It's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they're outside. Pulled back a little bit on that last section, but it's not quite enough today for these boys.
And with the TV cameras, there's absolutely nowhere to hide, is there?
Definitely not. And next up, we have another French crew, so get ready for to see the French crowd running down again. We've got Nico Schiamanico and Hugo Caihol. They've won World Cup races before, and they've been a member of the French team for a number of years, which, you know, as Tony alluded to earlier, the quality in the C2 class in France is amazing. It's just making the French team is a big step in itself. They've probably got crews that haven't made the team that could have come here and won this race. So yeah, get ready for another big performance, and let's see if these boys can challenge the current leaders, Klaus Pesch.
And Adam, I'll say that historically at a French World Championships, a lot of times the non-favored boats find a way to really be free on the water and really kind of have that opportunity to put their foot on the gas and not really carry all the weight like Klaus Pesch did. I think it'll be very interesting to watch this crew right now. I think these guys are really going to be free to rip one off.
Well, they've never experienced pressure like this before.
Definitely, but at home worlds, it's something really special, and being in this final, I'm hoping they're seeing it as the opportunity it is, and they're excited and they're not too nervous. And yeah, I love watching these boys paddle. They really go for it. They leave it all out there every single time. So far, they're off to a good start. Taking the spin option there to pick up this wave.
Well, just hear the noise. Talking about the strength and depth of the Frenches in 2016, Tia and Leroux, they won the gold medal. They're not in the team.
They're well in touch as well. Just 0.4 down. Again, we can see all the fans running down the bank, cheering them on, giving them energy. It really does make a difference, especially the home crowd as well, when you know they're really behind you.
And the great news is that Gautier and Klaus made a error, so there's still Spence there.
When they looked like they were a little bit close to gate 12 there, I saw a bit of movement on the pole. I'm not sure if they hit that or not. So it could have just been water. So far, no penalty on their time. So let's see what this split shows now.
Well, it's still doable, 2.33, because Klaus Pesch had a 2-second penalty.
Oh, and that touch has been added there from gate 12, yeah, where we saw a bit of movement.
Well, they go 4 seconds back now.
I think it might have been Hugo in the back, might have just tapped it with his knuckle. Doesn't matter if you hit the pole really hard or just brush it, it's still a 2-second penalty, and as we've seen, a 2-second penalty can really knock you down a few places. Big effort to the finish now, boys.
Time for third is 1:06. No.
Oh, into fourth place. You can see the frustration there.
Klaus Pesch have a medal. It just shows same nationality, big smiles and complete frustration.
Yeah, they look absolutely devastated. But still, they've had an amazing performance. They've done amazingly well to make this final, and you know, with the pressure of the home crowd, put down a run that's really fast. And yeah, it's a shame with that 2-second penalty, because
well, it's all open, isn't it? 2 teams to go. Next to go are Kuchera and Batic, which are traditionally the third Slovak team. So far, Skantas in the second place. All to play for.
Yeah, and they were European champions last year out in Slovakia, in Liptovsky Mikuláš. And yeah, I thought these boys had retired after that race, but no, I've seen them back on the circuit a lot this season, and yeah, still fast as ever. You know, any crew from Slovakia, you know they're going to be, awesome.
Joe, in hindsight, you're an Olympic champion. What should be going through their mind now?
I think right now they just want to focus on themselves and focus on each other, execute the plan. The bow man, he is setting the rhythm. The stern man, he is following the bow man, and that's what we're looking for here. Not looking for the stern man trying to do too much, and it looks like they've actually picked up an early penalty up here.
Yeah, the third of the Slovak crews all choosing that option to peel out and not do the spin option on gate 2. And picked up a touch.
That is going to be one of the stories after this race is over, isn't it? With the Slovak decision to keep doing that bogey on gate 1.
Definitely. Yep. I mean, I'm sure they've done their research off the video and analysed what the fastest option is, but it is a surprise. I thought the spin move would be quicker.
Very much in touch, however, we saw this. 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, 2 seconds off the pace, but with a 2-second penalty, so they are, yeah, well in touch with Klaus and Pesch.
I think that you can really feel these guys are trying to do a lot right now, and it's causing the boat to kind of surge forward, then slow down, surge forward, then slow down, and
they've got to work hard to get into this now.
No, it looks like it's all over.
Yeah, another penalty. It's gate 14 is really tight up to the top of the stopper. You've got to be so precise to hit that spin.
So Klaus Pesch have moved up to potential silver place. There's no asterisks out there, so Skantas have a medal as well.
Yeah, +6. Does look like it's potentially all over for these boys.
We were talking about, you know, even if they had taken a break, why would they want to race, you know, at a race like this? And you look at this crowd, you look at the tradition of C2 in this country. How could you not? How could you not be here for this?
Definitely.
So 1 to go, but it's no one average. It's Kasper Sindler. You don't want them to go last.
Yeah, these boys, they've been flying all year. They've been absolutely amazing, and yeah, I have to say they were one of the standout performers at the Rio Olympic Games last year, and it was heartbreak for these boys that they capsized on the final upstream, which was probably on the flat water on one of the easier parts of the course, and they were absolutely devastated. But yeah, they've bounced back and they've been amazing all year, and I'm sure it's well in their minds to put that Olympic heartbreak behind them and win this World Championships today. So let's see if they can do that.
The press are starting to gather. We are in the bowl at the finishing line. We're right opposite the finish line. Just across the water are quite a few cameras, and Klaus Pesch are standing up. Don't know how they can do it with their nerves. Well, they're walking around a bit.
Definitely.
1 team to go.
Adam, you were talking about the finish at the Olympics for this boat. I think it's one of the things that makes these World Championships so interesting in the year after the Olympics. Some guys really coming up to kind of make up for those mistakes, and it's always what makes the World Championships the year after the Olympic Games so much more interesting.
Well, they won the heats, they won the semis. Can they win the final?
Yeah, the form they're in. They do that at a lot of races. You see them, you know, they're not just winning medals, they're in the top 3 right the way through the rounds. They're so consistent every single run. They are one of the best crews in the world.
We're in the kiss and cry zone. It's absolute quiet, but 20 cameramen are waiting to take the ecstasy photo. Klaus Pesch managed to do it. Well, look at that, a 7/10 of a second up
On the split, and they're a back left crew, so they've done very well to be fast on the top half, which does potentially favour the right-handers.
Oh,
And
they're
again,
stuck slightly.
a
Half a
big
second off.
edge there. It's very similar to what happened to them at the games. This time they've saved it. A bit of learning there, perhaps, between that race and this. Really leaving it all out there. You know, exactly what you'd expect from a Czech crew. They're always working really hard, really physical. Yeah, just another nation with so much depth and strength in this C2 category.
And don't forget, Klaus Pesch had a 2-second penalty.
So far these boys are clean, and they're right in touch on this split despite that mistake.
Well, they're 2.95, so effectively they're 1 second behind.
Another good move for the left-hander if they can get in tight here. That's a good upstream.
Matthew Pesch is jumping up and down. Not a smile on his face yet.
About 30 seconds away from finding out if France has a world champion at their home worlds.
I like the way these guys are paddling here at the bottom of the course.
Well, they have to give it everything. There are
2 gates to
9
go.
tenths off with 2 gates to go. The time, as you can see, is 1:05.3. Well, it's going to be too close. French have done it! French are the world champions.
A gold medal for France.
They're going crazy. They're absolutely going crazy.
And they're so happy, and rightly so.
Well, that was a good script, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I was going to say if the
Definitely.
C2 category needed a good story, this is exactly what they needed. The guys that are the heart of the category taking the gold medal here at their hometown World Championships.
Definitely, and it's a crew where, you know, they've been close so many times, and it's not quite happened for them. It's only fitting that, yeah, this is their home worlds, potentially the last one for C2 for a little while maybe. For them to be world champions, absolutely amazing.
Well, that's the start we wanted. It is in France, in London. When the Brits did well, it was a massive, massive buzz.
Yeah, definitely. When it was our home worlds, you know, we had 11 finals over the 4 or 5 categories, and yeah, France looked to be taking advantage of that home knowledge as well. And
But there's Richard Fox, the chief slalom coach. Mathieu Biazizou, who grew up with the boys.
You know, we have a lot of the old French C2 guys that are here watching. Frank Edison, an Olympic gold medalist. Terry Sadie is their coach, an Olympic medalist. His partner, Manuel Del Rey. There's a lot of great guys. This is going to be a really nice evening and conversation for the French C2 family.
definitely, what a day for them. And as we've seen over this whole final, you know, the emotions and the difficulty there is in this sport. We've seen Olympic champions, Hoshorners, you know, game over by gate 2. We've seen crews on lightning fast runs, making mistakes in the bottom half. This sport is really so exciting, and the C2 event especially as well. Always so tight, always such high quality racing.
Well, they've done all they can, can't they?
Well, you know, and I'll actually just add this in, and just having, it's been a long time since I've raced in the boat, but gosh, the partnerships, the friendships that come out of this element of teamwork in such an individual sport, they're for life. They just never go away. I'm just always just amazed by the relationships that are built out of this C2 category.
Definitely, and not just between the crews themselves as well, like across the whole category. You know, we always say in canoe slalom, like it's like a big family, but the C2s especially, you know, everyone is so friendly, everyone is so close, and you know, everyone is going to be so happy for Klaus and Pesch, you know, whether they're French or not. It was a really great run, and they're definitely deserved winners of that world champion status.
So live from Pau in the southwest of France, Joe Jacobi, Adam Burgess, Tony Estanguet have been talking us through the C2 French winners. second. The Scantars, Berling-Becker, who took the world title this year, came in third. So all top teams there performing at the highest level.
I just have to say, as we look at these amazing pictures of the C2 boat, and Adam, you just think of how much courage it takes for one person to strap into the boat and paddle these rapids, and now there's two of them in the boat, and just that trust that happens and makes this whole thing work. I think that's what I'm feeling as I watch this celebration over there, is just that celebration of that trust.
Definitely, yeah. It is one thing putting yourself out there on your own, just to race these World Championships. Yeah, when you're in the boat with someone else, it is nice feeling like you've got someone there with you, like you're part of a team. But yeah, for sure, when the move's not on your side, you've got to trust your back man, your front man, that they're going to deliver their job, and they're trusting you to deliver yours. So yeah, it really is an amazing sport.
Well, here we go. Klaus Pesch with a 2-second penalty take gold for France. The Scanter cousins take silver for Slovakia, and Berling-Becker take the bronze for Germany, with Kasper Sindler just missing out. But well done all 20 athletes who took part in this final competition today.
Yeah, so tight there at the top. Less than a second spread on the podium. Kasper Sindler just outside that 400ths. And in fifth as well, Nico and Hugo, the touch cost them a bronze medal.
Well, we're going to move on in the programme to the women now. It's the single boats, and it's the canoe single. Here we go, we're going to see the lineup of today. This is going to be the reverse order that they finished in the semi-finals. 51 athletes started out, 30 were in the semi-final. Mallory Franklin just scraped through in 10th position, and at the top it's business as usual. Jess Fox, Teresa Fizarosa had a 50, was devastated and then came back in again. Kimberly Woods, the European champion, came forward. Nuria Villarubla, wasn't her day, but she'll have plenty more. Lucy Priot for France came through. Anna Sotillo was out and then in again. And are 2 or 3 athletes that are going to be in the deep end here. Ross Lawrence is not one of them. Clearly, she's been here many times before. One of the favourites may be the present under-23 world champion. It's Mallory Franklin.
Yeah, and she made light work of the heats course on whenever it was, on Wednesday. And yeah, this morning had some trouble in the semi-final, but she always looks so composed on the water. Really nice style, long stroke, and yeah, I'd definitely tip any of the 3 British girls for potential medal here.
We didn't mention Ellie Gibson, who's come under the radar.
Definitely, yeah, she was really good in the semi-final. I was really impressed by her run. She looked in control absolutely everywhere. Never looked in trouble, always looked like she was going to be in this final, and deservedly so, and let's see if she can throw it down again. So far, this is a really nice run coming together for Mallory.
You like it, Joe?
Yeah, and I actually, Adam, I'm just wondering, from the outside looking in, I absolutely love the dynamic on the British C1 women's team right now. What does it add to your all's program to have these 3 women racing at this level?
Definitely, yeah. With the C1 women category now announced as part of the Olympic program for Tokyo, there's a lot more recognition for them, and yeah, we've got 3 girls who are all right at the top of the sport. Myself, I'm in a group, in a training group with Mallory and Kim, and yeah, to see the way they compete every single day, that they're so competitive. And again, Mallory's nailed that move, 17-18, and she is flying now.
Well, the reference is 1:12 from Jess Fox with 2 seconds penalty. Mallory did a 1:20. She'll certainly do a lot better than that.
Yes, and twice before she's been a silver medalist at the World Championships. It didn't happen for her in London 2 years ago. Will it be a day-to-day? I'd say this is an amazing run, and it's going to be so hard to beat for any of the girls. Sprint to the finish. Come on, Mallory.
Well done.
This is an amazing run.
Fastest time by far today. Well done.
She's happy. She's very happy. You can tell she doesn't want to give too much away yet, because
Adam, you're only allowed to jump in the water if she actually wins. Unless you're racing tomorrow, perhaps not. Look at that, that's delighted.
Oh, Absolutely amazing start from Mallory. Oh, and then she capsizes just to cool down a little bit and take in what she's just done. She can definitely be proud of that, whatever the result now. She's really gone for it.
Bailey Stott, who are here today, or Etienne Stott's here, he knows that going first sometimes is good news.
Definitely, and you can put the pressure on for the boats that are left to follow, you know. All these other girls now are going to know that Mallory has smashed that time from the semi-final. And yeah, pressure's on them now to try and follow that.
Well, next to go down, sorry, I cut you off.
I was going to say that was some really nice switches, some very key, critically timed switches for Mallory on that last run.
Zulfia Sabitova from Russia, the first of 2 Russian athletes going in today. Well, here she goes. Perhaps one of the athletes that we didn't necessarily expect to make the final. 51 athletes started out. A few big names missed it.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about this girl. World ranking 27, so yeah, maybe not such a regular finalist, and done a really good job to get in this final today.
The Russians have renewed their team. They're going for young blood.
It's a really good start for her as well so far. She's making light work of this top half.
A couple of
very much in touch with Mallory's great run.
A couple of my former colleagues in the sport, Jean-Yves Chaton and Nick Smith, are doing a wonderful job coaching this program, and they're really excited about the development of the women's C1s in Russia. It's great to see a couple of them in the final today.
Yeah, a lot of nations targeting the C1 women class as a medal prospect for Tokyo, with numbers in the sport like we were very limited recently, and now the numbers have shot up with everyone seeing it as now it's announced for the Olympics. It's the first time it's going in, so it's potentially a sport where a lot of the athletes are younger, and there's a chance to develop them.
Oh, there's an expensive penalty, and she's 7 seconds off the pace now with 4 seconds of penalties. It's not going to happen today. Or does it just show how good Mallory's run was?
I think, yeah, Mallory was really awesome, and yeah, you don't really know what's going to happen, so she's going to finish this run off as best she can, and it looks like, this again, she's just dropped below the line of that gate. She's going to have to paddle back up for it. Great show of Will here, scrambling back up the bank here to get back to this gate.
I love to see this, though. When an athlete makes a mistake, go back, fix it. You don't want to spend the whole winter thinking about that. Fix it now and get ready to move on.
And really, as well, you do just never know what is going to follow you. If everybody else 50s, then you're on the podium. You just don't know what's going to happen. And you got to do yourself proud, and even just take the physical benefit of paddling back up and finishing it off.
Well, if you just tuned in, we are going for the 3rd athlete in the C1 final. Joe Jacoby, Adam Burgess are with me. We've just witnessed something amazing with Klaus Pesch taking out the victory in the C2. Who's going to do it in the C1? Mallory Franklin has set a time which is amazing, 1:09, which is even a second faster than Jess Fox, although she did have a 2-second penalty. So she's really put down a statement.
Very close to the C2 time that we saw as well. I normally expect the C1 women to be a little bit further back from the C2s than that.
2 athletes from Russia in the final, which is great. Paulina Moralieva next to go.
Yeah, we've seen this girl in a few finals already this season. Starting to become a regular face on the circuit.
Adam, in the women's canoe, we see a lot of switching happening. What's it like being in a training group and having other canoes in the group that are switching? And I take it you don't. Well, what's that like?
Yeah, I mean, what we saw at the World Championships a few years ago, we saw Fabien Lefebvre win that in the men's C1, and he switched halfway down. And yeah, I think more and more in the men's now, we're seeing the girls and starting to think that maybe there are.
The question is, when are you going to do it?
Exactly.
I don't want to give away too much yet.
We'll see you in the semi-final tomorrow morning.
We'll see.
Do Kimberly and Mallory, do they kind of work on the timing of switching? Is there kind of a science to it, or is it
There's a go.
Oh, seen a capsize, and yeah, she's
Paulina
rolled
from
back up.
Russia. It's all gone slightly wrong.
And she's down the next drop, so she's not going to be able to get back for the gate. Having more trouble here. She's upside down again.
Well, exhaustion, I guess, going to set in.
Definitely, yeah. When you fall in, you know, you're out of breath anyway because you're racing hard, and then you fall in, you've got to hold your breath, and it really does take it out of you on a race run when something like that happens.
No,
you can see now,
sort of.
physically, she's exhausted. She's going to really struggle to finish this run off.
Well, you're allowed to go backwards. Needs to go down safely. It is quite big water here, isn't it?
Yeah, you can just see the power of it now. You know, it looks easy when someone like Mallory goes down and takes apart the course like that, but as soon as someone goes down and makes a few mistakes, you really get to see how powerful and how challenging this course is.
I think one of the things for our viewers to look for with all the athletes, regardless of the categories, when you begin to see their upper torsos leaning back a lot, that's kind of a sign that they're getting a little tired and they lose that stability in the back of the boat. The boat tends to be less stable on the back, and we saw a lot of those stern edges at the very
Three athletes down, and we're speculating we could also see a already see a medalist. Mallory Franklin from Great Britain, as Adam said a minute ago, twice the vice champion of the world, is the reigning under-23 world champion. Anna Santilla, full maturity every year. She's been on the scenes for the last 5 or 6 years now, 21 years old.
Yeah, definitely really kind of broke onto the scene in 2012. She's really young, and she competed in the London Olympic Games in the kayak category. Still competing in kayak, but also taking up C1, and yeah, she's a regular finalist in both events. And yeah, really talented paddler.
Move to Bria, so with Tori and the gang, I think she's going to become even more competitive in the next 3 years.
Definitely, yeah. We do see that sometimes with some of the athletes where they're in nations where maybe there isn't quite such a good setup in canoe slalom, moving to Europe, where there's lots of courses and lots of good athletes to train with as well.
Well, as the father of a teenager in the sport, I can tell you a lot of these younger women really look up to Anna. They kind of one of those athletes to say, gosh, if she can do it, and she doesn't have a federation that has all the resources of some of the larger federations, and she's getting good results, and these young girls are saying, well, maybe I can do it as well.
It's a solid run coming together so far as well. She's looking good, only 0.4 down on the first split. Keeping it nice and clean, she looks in control, and she looks like she's not used too much energy so far. Really fast upstream there.
I saw the Brazilian, Pepe cheering her on in the background, there you go. It's quite a slalom course for the athletes running down, she's going so quickly.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of the family and fans running on the outside banks, but yeah, you'll also see a lot of the teammates running on the inside bank.
Athletes in the inside bank, it's only reserved for athletes and coaches, which is 1.35 seconds up.
She is up on the split, so this is a really fast run. Although she's dropped a little low in the upstream gate 18, this is where Mallory was really fast there, 17-18. I think that's where she took the advantage on the time we saw in the semi-final, but this is a really good run coming together now. We could definitely see her. I think she's going to go into the top 3. 2 more gates to go.
The river just need to take a little more control of her boat here on this bottom section of the course.
2-second penalty, that's going to hurt.
2-second penalty at the time. I didn't see that. Gate 22 she went through there very fast. It could have just must have been a slight one. Didn't see much movement on the poles, but the judge will be right on it. They'll get a good view.
Just run out of steam in the end.
Yeah, it's very hard to manage the boat here at the bottom. You've got stoppers that are kind of kicking your boat in any direction except the direction that you want to go, and you have to manage that here at the bottom of the course. That's what's going to make every single final that we get to call over the next 2 days so interesting.
Definitely, and I'd say a real key feature of this course is the sideways movement of the water. It's definitely something I've noticed coming from training on Lee Valley, where I'd say the flow is very flat, it's very static, it's straight down, it's flat, and then a big drop, big stopper, and here it shifts from side to side very fast, and that's why this bottom half is so physical, because you're always holding to the side of your boat to stop yourself sliding sideways, which slow, and also just you're not tail following the nose down the river, which is the fastest way.
Look at the stats, 20 years old, ICF ranked number 18, but she's going to get the biggest cheer of the C1 women. It's Lucy Pierre from France.
Definitely, we have some home interest here in this final. It was unfortunate for Claire Jacquet to miss out. She had a right time out there in the semi-final, but yeah, Lucy stepping in, making up for it, and so far she's really fast on the first few gates. This wave here comes and goes a lot. You've really got to look up and see what kind of wave you're working with to get that surf right into the upright 7.
Doesn't seem to be much switching.
Good. 0.2 up for the Frenchie.
Adam, one of the things I like about her style is that top hand really does stay up there, and she's getting a lot of leverage on that paddle right now.
Yeah, she's flying.
Be interesting to have a heart rate monitor on her.
Definitely, yeah, and it would have been interesting to see what it was like just before she started as well. You know, just the size of the occasion, home worlds, it really is a big deal to make any World Championship final, but when it's at home in front of your home crowd, it's just so exciting, and you know, this is a moment she's going to remember for the rest of her life, and hope she gets to remember it for the right reasons.
1.41 off and a very, very close call on.
Close call on 16. Wait and see what the judge says about that. See if she got her whole head inside the gate.
Dropped a long way down.
Again, another athlete struggling here in the 17-18 move where Mallory really was. I think that's where she's took the time out of everybody else.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and she's late again. Just sneaks inside the gate.
Just a little bit behind on each gate here right now.
I think she must have just brushed it on her back. 2-second penalty showing now.
You can certainly say she tried, but she's not going to do it today.
Definitely, she's given it a really good go, and I think it's a run she can be proud of, and hopefully a moment she can enjoy. Into third place for now with 5 athletes remaining. We're at the halfway stage of this final.
So Mallory Franklin with a 5-second lead, but Ellie Gibson, so student plus athlete.
Yeah, Ellie, she works very hard to balance her studies with her training. Recently managed to move down to Lee Valley finally to train with the rest of the squad in London, which I'm sure is just going to make her career go up another gear. She was a finalist at the last World Championships in London, finalist again today, and I thought she just looked so in control and smooth this morning in the semi-final. She lost some time on that 17-18 move, so hopefully she's had a look at the video to see if she can make up some of that, and if she can do it similar to how Mallory just did it, then yeah, we could see another one contestant for the top 3.
Here she goes. 2 second Brit out of 3 to go. So far 1 Brit leading.
Wearing bib number 13. Unlucky for some. I won my first senior medal wearing that bib number, so I told her not to be afraid when I saw she had that, and she's pins the first upstream. Really good start for Ailey. Staying on the left-hand side for this move to take on the spin option. She looks at the wave, what she got to deal with. The wave hasn't given her a lot there. She's just got to work hard to get back up to this upstream. There's definitely a lot of run left to make up that time that she's lost there, and I don't think she's going to be too far out still. Only half a second down, so she really was fast through that first upstream because there was a noticeable time loss there in that up left.
Metaphorically, Adam Burgess in the boat with her.
Plenty of space on the bottom of this course for her to make a big time jump.
Yeah, definitely when it's athletes from your own team, you do find yourself ducking and diving a little bit and living the whole run with them.
It's one of the best uprights we've seen there today of the women's canoes.
It's so chilled out as well, so hopefully she's got some energy for this bottom half.
I love that.
Really precise spin move there from Ailey.
It's almost mechanical. She knows exactly what she wants to do.
Yeah, I think if she can really keep the boat in control through these bottom stoppers, I think she's in a good position.
She's up on the split. She's taking the spin option here.
And was it an option or plan B?
Not bad,
I think that was her race option. It's what she went with earlier, and it's not given her a bad result. Unfortunately, she clipped gate 17 on the way through, so there is a 2-second penalty showing on her time. So
Mallory had no second penalties. That makes sense.
Oh, she's looking a little bit tired now down here.
Just a little bit deep on that
2 more
edge.
gates to the finish.
Go and give it everything you
Come
have.
on, Ailey. Everything you've got now. Big sprint. third place. It looks like it just got away from her a little bit after that stopper move, 17-18. She was so in control and so smooth again, all that top half. Really nice to see, and yeah, I think Ailey's really jumped up a level this season, and yeah, with her moving down to Lee Valley now and training with the squad, the whole squad, and a full-time coach, I think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with over the next few years.
Well done. Third place with 4 athletes to go. It's young Ros Lawrence, who took 2 medals so far. She took medal in the C1 team, K1 team. She's going to go in the K1 semi-finals tomorrow. She's going to go in the extreme slalom. Busy week, but today the next 2 minutes are going to define her year.
Definitely, yeah, busy girl, very talented, paddling in multiple categories. Also appeared on Australian Ninja Warrior, which is a very good climber. So yeah, really suited to that kind of activity, and let's see what she can do today in the canoe slalom C1 women's event.
And of course has an older sister who's an Olympic medalist.
I think when you think of paddlers in this sport that just love the sport of paddling, no matter what kind of paddling it is, I think of Ros Lawrence.
Definitely. And already having a little bit of trouble there, dropping low in gate 4. Really got to be so close to that rock. I think when you do it the best, you kind of feel like you're going to hit the rock, and then you just miss it, and it ends up being a really fast. Number 1, she's struggling there. The wave didn't give her a lot there to get that good surf in that we've seen a few people get so far. 2
penalties and lost 4 or 5 seconds.
And she's getting pushed around a lot, that side wave movement we were just talking about, and already 6 seconds down. She's going to have to do something really special on this bottom half if she's going to be competitive, but I worry she's already used a lot of her energy up just holding that top half together.
Sometimes it's deceiving out here. It's hard to just paddle in a straight line here in Po with all those.
Have you worked out your lines there for tomorrow?
Not quite yet. I think I've got a pretty good idea after watching the racing today, but you know, we'll finalise all that tomorrow with my coach. Don't like things to be too locked in too early. I like to not have to think about it too much until it's time to go. Yeah, we see the second split.
Right.
So she
Keeps consistent, isn't she?
Yeah, she hasn't lost any more time in that middle section, but unfortunately it's that, and a very good move there, 17-18. That's at least as good as we saw Mallory do it.
It's one of the best whitewater paddling moves we've seen here. Oh, keep that edge.
Just see, that's the tiredness setting in now, you know.
Well, Ailey was 6 seconds back, 7.5 seconds back.
Another big edge. It's probably the core that goes first when you get tired, and it's hard to hold your body upright and keep the boat flat.
Moves into 4th place.
Mallory's still holding on to that lead. She was disappointed to only qualify in 10th place after winning the heats, and you know, all the athletes start from 0 in the final, so you know, we said to her, you know, go out there and lay something down and put the pressure on everyone else. We've seen it time and time again, people scraping into these finals, 9th and 10th place, and putting a really good early rundown, and yeah, no one matching it. And I feel like we might see the same thing again today, although we do have some amazing athletes yet to come.
Well, Adam, if you're expecting to have a relaxing afternoon, we've already had one training partner. We have another one coming up.
Yeah,
Kimberly
definitely.
Woods, Benoit Pichier, Olympic champion from 2004.
Yeah, I'm going to be living this run again as well. Another one I'm going to be taking the timing all the way down with Kimberly here. I'd love to see both of these girls on the podium.
So what are the main differences you see between Kimberly and Mallory's style since you train with them week to week?
I'd say Mallory's got a much longer stroke, which is probably more similar to myself. And I'd say Kim's style is a bit more aggressive. She really goes for it and throws the boat around, and yeah, and that's awesome too. As a whitewater paddler, there's not many girls in the world as good as Kimberly, I think.
Well, this is her only shot of glory because she hasn't made it through to the K1 semi-final.
Yeah, she has been a little hit and miss this season, not as consistent as she normally is. She's had some amazing results though. Prague this year, she was on the podium in both categories, which yeah, is absolutely outstanding really, and she's up on the top split, so this is a good run coming together so far for Kim.
I think she does such a great job of using that low center of gravity and being close to the water. She just can really dig in a little bit more and have a little bit more control of her edges. And I think that works so well out here.
And she's switching there to the right, and she's probably going to switch back to the left for this move, I think. Take into her onside with the spin, yeah.
You are in the boat with her.
Nothing wrong with that.
I heard her say in her course walk for the heats, she said, I'm going to do an Adam on that breakout. That's exactly what she delivered, and she's happy. And she's missed the gate!
No.
Oh, it just shows the power of the water. Yeah, that's the sideways movement we were talking about. She looked like she was going straight through the middle, and then it just shot her to the side. She's gone back for it, though.
Well, no penalties, but at least 10 seconds given away.
Oh, and then she's dropping low into this upstream as well. She's going to work hard and fight all the way to the finish, but I feel like that might be too much of a time loss for her to absorb. She's been absolutely amazing on this run, but one mistake just shows how cruel this sport can be. Canoe slalom, technically it's so difficult. You know, you're versus the water, and occasionally the water just show you, no, I'm the boss, and you're not having your day, and it is not Kimberly's day today.
Well, 99% amazing run.
And boy, are there good things to look forward to in the British women's canoe program. Love the way these women paddle.
She's absolutely devastated, and right so. She knows she was on a good run. Plenty more opportunities coming up for Kimberly in the coming years, though. You know, she's not going anywhere.
Mallory Franklin has a medal. 2 athletes left, no asterisks. Teresa Fizerova, coached by her parents. Her father.
Yeah, and I'd say quite an emergent paddler this year. I hadn't seen much of her in the past few seasons, and this season she seems to be in every single final. And
she's been stalked by the fox that we just saw in the background. Jess Fox next to last to go. Teresa Fizerova, extreme startless, tough as she goes, part of the great, strong Czech program. 2 athletes to go in the C1 final.
Yeah, the Czech paddlers strong in every single event. It's no surprise that we've seen when we've been announced they've become strong in this event as well. Yeah, you see that line we told you about where you feel like you're going to hit the rock. She actually did just bounce off it just a little bit, but it means she's tight in, it means she's close to the eddy, and she's got a good first upstream.
So she gets the good ride here.
Looks like quite a good surf in.
Nothing wrong with that.
These overhead shots are really, really cool for watching the sport. You get a really good perspective of the crowd and the athletes in the air. She's 0.1 of a second up, so
I think you also see
race on.
The angles of those waves from those top shots looking down.
Yeah, really nice upstream there. Leaving the blade outside the gate the whole time on one stroke. Same again in there, almost a carbon copy of the other one, but on the other side. Very nice paddling so far from Teresa. Choosing the left blade for this spin move. Nice and precise up on top of the stopper. There's a little flat section, a little pocket you can hit, and she's hit that bang on, and I think she's going to be in touch here.
So slightly off the pace, look.
Just
Still
half
very
a second
close
down. A good feature move here. Well, that's not bad.
Oh, not bad at all.
Not bad. I think with Mallory choosing to stay on the left blade, it was a faster option.
Well, she shouldn't have a problem with fitness.
The right blade's definitely safer, and she did a good job of it. One more upstream to go, just sticking with that right-hand blade for this.
We see she's got a lot of energy here for the bottom.
So time to go for first is 1:09, second 1:14.
And she's on a clean run.
She's definitely going to take a medal, it's just which one? It's going to be silver. Good one to go.
Second place, so that's a medal.
She has a medal. Well, the emotions from the last time she came down are hugely different. Last time it was threw the paddle away, did a tip, had to climb out of the boat. Mum and Dad picked her out of the water. And now she has big hugs all round.
It's really great to see a boat come in and just really own that bottom section of the course and really put it together. Nicely done.
Talking about ownership, Jess Fox, she's won the last 3 World Championships. She's won 3 World Cups this season if you're a betting person, you wouldn't get very good odds.
Definitely not. You know, it doesn't matter what runner's gone down before her. It doesn't matter how good Mallory Franklin was. You cannot write Jessica Fox off. You know, an athlete who regularly we see, she doesn't really get out of first gear until the final. Definitely see her shift up every single final. She's so aggressive, and she moves the boat so fast through the straight sections, and it's race on now.
Go Jess. Number one, as you see.
The World Cup final, Jess kind of forced a couple of moves. Here I'm kind of looking for her to kind of regain that connection with the water.
Yeah, that is something I've seen with this aggression she brings to the finals. Sometimes it looks like it's a little bit too much. But there you see a couple of big, powerful strokes, and she's flying down the river, and then she's settled it and composed it to get the good pickup on that wave.
When it works, it works.
Really fast switch of the hands as she was surfing in. She's going to be up on the split here.
Oh, I like the
wow, look at that. This is what we want. Often she wins by 10 seconds.
Race on. She's going to switch back to her left here. Oh, and that's another good upstream. Swing in the bow round like one of the men's C1. Really good. Taking the back blade up.
2 second penalty.
She's knocked it with her hand. It's a 2 second penalty.
Makes it interesting.
Definitely.
And another one. Jess is the one athlete who can make that up, though.
She is probably the only athlete in this event who could make up a 4 second deficit, but I think Mallory Franklin's run was so good. She's going to really struggle, and yeah, she's 2.7 seconds down, so she's going to need to be amazing on this bottom section now if she's going to beat that time.
And the boat's going all over the place.
And that's it, I think. Lots of time lost here. Hacking it back up the eddy, working hard, but
telling the boat what to do. Well, we have to look at second and third now.
Definitely, I don't think she's going to be able to compete
second
with the
is
lead.
1:13, third is 1:14.
This could be one of the big upsets of this World Championships. Jessica Fox isn't even on the podium.
Mallory's won.
It's going to be tight. Mallory Franklin has won a gold medal. She is world champion. Jessica Fox in 6th place.
Just shows she's human after all.
And it just shows how strong this category has become now in the last couple of years.
Absolutely, I just love the direction that this is all going, and what a great run from Mallory.
And I don't know how
Scott's on there as
well. Olympic champion, of course, in the C2.
I think she's going for a swim.
I don't know how they've managed to get into the mix zone there with the athletes. I'm sure the excitement is just, they've probably just ran through the security.
I think they're going to jump. Oh, Etienne's going to film it. That's two Brits there, first and fourth, ready. Oh. Well, the most important thing is she congratulates the best paddler of her generation first. Good gesture.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Push her in there she goes. What a year it's been for Mallory Franklin. Under 23 world champion in Bratislava earlier this year. Senior world champion now here in Po.
What a great ambassador for the sport, Jessers.
Absolutely, I just love her, her spirit of competition, the sportsmanship she shows, the class that comes out of the Fox family. You can't beat it, cannot beat it.
Well, boys, thank you so much for coming in. We need to move on to K1 men now. So, Joe Jacoby, Anna Burgess, thanks so much for coming in. We hope we enjoy you racing as much as we enjoy you commentating tomorrow, Adam.
Yeah,
all
I
the
hope
best.
so. Hope so.
Joe, we haven't heard the last of you.
No, and Adam, good luck tomorrow. Love what you're doing in the boat. Can't wait to watch you paddle.
Thanks very much. Hope I can do some more of that tomorrow then.
Thanks, guys. So that was so much fun. C2 men, the Frenches. C1 women, the Brits. Who's going to win the K1 men? Well, that's what we're here for. I'm only surrounded by champions today. Let's mention the senior citizen of present racing. It is David Ford from Canada, 1989, 99 world champion, and Barbara Hradilek, 2013 world champion. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming in.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, great to have a front row seat. This is happening fast and furious.
So the crowd, they seem to be from here. They're enthusiastic.
They are very enthusiastic. Loved it actually for the team runs, all the kids cheering. It was probably the cutest finish sprint I've ever done in my career. It's nice to see the fans so enthusiastic.
And the sprint finished pretty long, so I mean the competitors really needs some crowd at the end of their run. So hopefully the K1 man will be exciting event. We have one Frenchie in the starting list. So
let me just quickly go through the official classification. Mallory Franklin takes gold for Great Britain, Teresa Fitarosa silver for Czech Republic, and Anderson Tila takes the bronze for Brazil, with Gibson, Lawrence, Fox, Pre-Woods, Sabitova and Magaleva making up the rest of the medalists. What an extraordinary competition. 51 athletes started out and there are only 10 to go. So sorry, Barbara, the men, it's your great mate Mike Dawson's going down first.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. You know, Mike is my good friend, and I was really cheering in the semi-final for him, and he will be off first. So he, you know, we always say he's got nothing to lose, coming off 10th place, last off from semi-final to final. So wish him all luck and good luck, and hopefully he'll have a good run.
And so we have to say a word about Peter Kauser. It was an absolutely extraordinary run, wasn't it, in the semi-finals?
He really was. I mean, when Peter gets online and gets his boat moving like he does in here or in Totson, it's really hard to beat, and I think that's what he did. He just built on confidence from gate to gate, keeping that boat dry and moving, and I think a lot of guys get so into that tight slash and dash style, and here I think maybe it doesn't always work as fast as it could be, and I think Peter proved that on that first run.
It's gonna be so hard to repeat this time. You know, I met his father, and we were talking like it's a pity it's not gonna. It wasn't actually a final run because, but I mean it can happen. You know, so everyone from the out of these 10 guys can repeat it. So
Do you have to feel good on the day to win? In the sense I'm talking about is you're both world champions. Did you know in '99 and 2013 that this could be your day?
I remember it very well. It was actually I had a really hard week prior to the World Championship. It was at my home place, you know, home crowd year after the Olympics. But I kind of felt it's going to be a good day.
I think I had the opposite experience. I'd had a terrible season, kind of was building from run to run that week, and really didn't know until about 5 minutes before I started that I had a chance to win the race, and I'm lucky that I figured it out in time.
30 years old, from New Zealand, already been to Olympic Games, is in home or at home in any size of water, goes anywhere in the world to have fun. It's Mike Dawson.
I think Mike is fired up for this. Really, he's the man of preparing for the one race a season. You know, I'm really pleased that he actually nailed the semi-final. He's in the final.
He's a paddler that can really handle whitewater well, and this course has a few moves that could really play into his skill set. Showing it there on that wave, getting in out really quickly.
Here he comes.
Top section looked pretty good. He's consistent, and so far in the middle of the gates, not a drama at any of the gates, so looking pretty good, sharp. Nicely done, upstream right.
We saw Mallory Franklin lay down a good one first and put the pressure on everyone else, so I'm sure a good run out of Mike here. Oh!
This is a crucial mistake.
Adds a lot of time going around.
At this level, it's not going to be forgiven.
No.
And takes that 2-second penalty. So effectively, he's lost 4 or 5 seconds already.
He definitely got distracted by that mistake and then pick up the penalty right after that. That doesn't help. But let's hope he's going to finish it in style.
Well, 76 athletes started out a couple of days ago, and these are the top 10 performing athletes of the competition.
I think Mike will be pleased with his top 10 ranking, but definitely will be bummed about this mistake.
Where 89 was the top time, 93 another good top time.
You know, he can play with the camera, it's good. He's appreciating a crowd, so it's good that athletes are giving up a little bit.
Great thing about Mike, from my point of view, is he'll probably go into town tonight, chat to some blokes, he'll talk to them for an hour, they'll know nothing about him, he'll know all about them, and he won't even bother to say he's in the final today. So, Andre Tunker, who has had to struggle this week.
I mean, you know, he's a man of the moment. He's always behind a little bit out of Erie or Veet this season, but he still can perform and he still can pull out a very, very fast run. So he's actually one of my black horses.
I would say that also after watching him so much in Australia over the years, he really knows how to move the boat. So.
And these are his two sisters cheering on
the whole family here.
He's definitely a skilled kayaker, and over the past few years he came to the level that we can expect a really good run. It's crucial to have a good start, and then mentally it's always the first upstream. Nicely done, pretty fast. Boat's running. Nice one. Came into the eddy, in and out, pretty fast. Seems to have no troubles with that.
Well, second to go out of 10 athletes. Second up so far. So far no drama, but he's moving down quickly.
This is the move that Mike had trouble with.
Oh, he sneaked in without penalties, which appears to be crucial.
Look at that, held 3.5 seconds up, but only second to go.
So far, really good run. This was straight into the upstream. That was really good, and he's cutting it below the stopper, below the Wildwater, and it seems like turning out well.
I think that's the place where you can try and sneak a little bit of time if you can get out below.
Nicely done, last upstream. Oh, this is that could be a good run.
What a great run. Well, the second fastest time of the day.
Wow. And that's what you want to do early. Send the message to everyone else up there warming up.
Great performance. Perfect racing conditions, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this. No wind. The course here fluctuates a little bit. Everybody knows that. You train for it. But having no wind and nice weather, great crowd. I mean, you can't ask for much more.
We could see that Andre was in the middle of the all gate. He only had that trouble under the bridge, that combination of the downstream gates where you have to turn the spin. But that was only one thing where he really needed to be careful. Otherwise, he was solid in the gates and kept moving the boat very, very smoothly.
Two athletes from Slovenia. Next to go, Martin Sabotnik. Maybe the one surprise who's made it into this final. Or I suppose the guests say it has similarities between here and Tatson, so it's both quite fast, unpredictable water.
Martin was a bit of a surprise for me, but I mean he's ranked top 30 in the world, so in K1 class there's no really surprise like that. But
I think for me sometimes when you see an athlete like Peter Kauser do as well as he did, it's no surprise that one of his teammates does well also, because there's obviously something out there on the course that reads well to the way they train.
I can confirm that coming out from Czech Republic with a strong contention in K1 class.
picking up an early touch. Those penalties are going to be crucial.
This is
a good result.
This is a cheeky upstream. You want to cut the line, make it short as possible.
It's hard to.
They've been given a 50. You see that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the risk in the final. The guys really want to attack and cut the lines.
Go out with no regrets. Apart from that, though, it's quick.
And that was nice. Held the wave and got right into the upstream.
And now into the finish line.
But the pure time is going to be very good. So that's possibly about the fastest the day you've seen so far. 89 without penalties. My maths is correct.
Definitely sub 90. It seems people have gone away and looked at things and figured out the line a little better so that maybe
well, he's
our
appealing
times
it.
are
There's
going
an
to be
asterisk
faster.
next to his name.
We have to say that some of the penalties might speed you up, you know, so the road time can be questionable, but
true enough. If you don't go through the gates, it's faster.
yeah.
Well, Sebastian Schubert, twice the overall World Cup standings winner, gave his boats a couple of huge whacks when he came over the line after one of the first to finish in the semi-final, but surprising for him, made the final in a good position.
Sebastian is a very strong competitor. He's been on the scene for a long time, and I'm not good in statistics, but I'm not sure if he's got a medal from the World Championship, so this might be his day, and hopefully, you know, he definitely would deserve. He's amazing personality, same as amazing racer, so wish him all good luck. And
historically, the Germans do a great job of converting World Cup medals to major competition medals, and he's not done that yet, so this could be his moment.
Well, good start.
Composed so far, for sure.
he's getting a draw, pretty good.
Oh.
Right in an upstream.
Yeah.
That was actually exciting.
Well, very much in touch, as you see.
Yeah, the first split is, I mean, the crucial thing comes around 60 seconds. That's where you can make up a lot of time. So he's a strong, physically well prepared. So could be good for him.
I like what he did on those two upstreams coming out of that one. He didn't get any wave to slow him down.
Nice. Very dry.
Yeah.
This is looking promising.
He's in touch, definitely.
I really see that very, very much in touch.
Andre Tunka nailed his move, so
he's low.
He's a little bit lower than Andre, I would say, so it really depends on the last couple of dates.
He also chose to go on the upper part of the wave, which takes a little longer to get there, but maybe has a bit more speed going away.
He opted for pun of the wall, of the rocks.
The very slippery rocks.
There's going to be Zakles, 91.84.
It's going to be really close.
No? Oh, just outside.
Just outside. But still a very good time. I mean, in the semi-final, it meant probably second place.
Yeah.
So I think Sebastian's pretty satisfied. He's happy. His performance was solid.
That's all you can ask for. So it's going thick and fast. Now his colleague, it's Alexander Grimm. Maybe surprised to make the final. Although he just plowed through the waves. He was so big, he just out the way.
I don't think he's that of a big surprise. He's an Olympic champion. He's a very strong man for the water in Po.
Yeah.
A local course is, you know, physically demanding. The water change a lot. You know, it fluctuates. So if you have more power, you can sometimes fight it. And
Fair point.
Alexander Grimm definitely is a member of those powerful and strong men.
Yeah, and like the Czech team, the Germans are very strong, very deep. I think if you're on the team and you're racing in the final, in the semi-final, you have a good shot. So I wouldn't say it was a surprise particularly.
le champion olympique de 2008 à Pékin, Alexander Grimm.
You can see straight from the start, strong strokes. Oh,
2-second penalty.
Yeah, that was careless, unfortunate.
We could see a lot of penalties on gate number 2. It's a tricky one. It's a downstream gate, but you have to spin it because the other gate is too. It's quite a big offset.
It's not very deep there either. It's easy to actually catch your paddle on the bottom of the river, which can then cause it to be in a different position than you expect, which is what he did. He touched it with his top blade.
Well, apart from the touch, he's in touch.
Now it's about the mental game. You know, he needs to forget about the early touch and earn some more seconds on the. Oh, there was a duck in and upstream 11 for me, clear, and I hope it's gonna put him in the game. Well,
he's been given a 50. Let's see it in a few minutes.
That's not a good message for Alexander, because in the final, the teams are not allowed to do any inquire on a judge's call. So once he is given a 50, seems like.
Yeah, it is reviewed by the video judges, but once it's there, you're kind of at the whim of how they saw it.
Well, apart from that, it'd be desperately close, wouldn't it?
The 2 other penalties probably meant not a podium. And maybe that's part of it. He knew he had the early touch, so he was going for a little bit more than maybe he was comfortable with, just trying to make up a bit of time, overcome that 2 seconds.
So you can be as biased as you like for this next chap, your training partner and mate.
Yeah, Vitrinjesh, he's my man. Got my money on him. No, it's my good friend, you know, training partner. So obviously I wish him all luck. And now I'm getting itchy. I'm really nervous, but he's been so consistent. It's amazing, his performance over the whole season. It's incredible. I mean, I train with him every day. You know, we are similar times in the trainings, but he's just killing it in the races. It's pretty incredible, and for this season he is the one who deserves the medal from the World Championship.
Well, 3 wins and overall winner of the World Cup standings.
Current world number 1. Control, that's what you want to have. He knows that he can make the time down the course. Any silly mistake at the top would be get slipped a little bit away, got caught in the wave, but
he got lucky with that wave. Actually,
yeah.
Bounced him nicely. Almost disaster.
As you can see, he's slightly off the pace.
Oh, got edged out a little bit. If he would hold on the edge there, that would be really fast upstream, but that was a good one. Number 11 was really, really fast, and that's a weak style.
Critical.
Oh. Let's see what the judge thinks.
Those sideways head ducks always make me nervous.
Yeah, he's in touch. Oh.
2-second penalty. It's going to be very tight. He's dropped slightly off the pace.
Oh, sorry, I can't really speak how nervous I am.
Yeah.
Adam Burgess had 2 training partners in the last event. Vavra has 1. Come on, he's going to be close for the medal.
Oh!
No.
He got his touch off, but still super
0.02.
fast.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
2 checks.
Check it out.
Check it out.
You've been rehearsing that all night, David, I guess. Wow, look at that. 0.02. There's still an asterisk next to Vit's name.
And you know, for me especially, it's crazy to watch this race and commentate on that, because to go a little bit in the future, if these two guys, Andre and Vit, will have the medals, it's the next year's selection for the team is actually only about me and Yuri Perskavec, so that's going to get exciting.
That makes life very interesting.
I think we have to write a letter to see if we can have an extra place.
But what a good competition. I mean, both of these guys did an amazing job, and you know, if they can pull out the run like this in the final of the World Champs, definitely deserve.
So that's what us J Public don't really appreciate. There's always more at stake for you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Olympic champion Joe Clark.
I think he really needs the result. Hasn't been that consistent, apart from that run in Rio.
Well, he keeps saying, doesn't he? He doesn't want to be known as a one-hit wonder.
He's really fast. His upstreams are incredibly fast, and he can stick it together.
Skipped the last World Cup to train here, as did Fiona Penny, who was the fastest in her heats. K1 tomorrow.
This is definitely a river.
Well, he's going for it, isn't he?
Oh, that was a nice upstream.
That was nice.
Very close,
So
tight. But
4 athletes to go.
A little bogged down there with the spin. That water fluctuates a lot. It looks like just a piece of flat water, but actually the eddy line tails around a lot.
He got pushed a little bit above the spin downstream, but saved that well, and he's still in touch. He's very close. Oh, he needs to lean backwards, and it's stopped by that little stopper there, but
So 2 or 3 amazing saves and still within touch with the time.
This last upstream is going to be make or break.
oh, he's done it.
Yeah.
Time for third place is 92.37.
No, I don't think he's gonna make it.
Fourth place.
Fourth.
What a good race so far.
Yeah.
3 athletes left. Lucien Delfour, who's so often promised in heats and semi-finals, can he pull it off in the final? Locally born, running for Australia.
He's got his name on one of the lockers in the locker room here, so I assume he spends a lot of time here, which would help.
So any giveaways?
I mean, all 3 names which are still on the start line are the favorites. Lucien, definitely one of the locals, even though he's representing Australia. He knows the course well, and he was born in France, so it's pretty much home advantage. Boris as well, same story. Training here. And Peter, I mean, it's gonna be tough for the boys in the finish line to watch, but they pulled out a very, very fast run, so I think they can be happy and enjoy watching. But sometimes it's harder to watch from that position in the finish line, you know, rather than sitting on the start.
Yeah, it's so stressful waiting for
And
everyone
even you
else.
watching in the commentary now can't be easy. Here he goes.
That was a bit tight.
He's cutting the lines quite a bit.
He is. He just looks a little bit frantic to me compared to his normal self. I don't know.
Normally Lucien, oh, he packed
Yeah,
it.
that was my concern for gate 4. He just looked like maybe his whole head wasn't in that gate.
Well, I'll hold on a commentary for that, because
Yeah.
Let's go on with the race.
otherwise he's going well. I don't think he knows about it yet because
he's still pressing very hard.
Well, 1.3 off, assuming it would come off potentially. It'll be interesting to see. I think the Frenchies are with him.
Yeah, crowd likes it.
Does he know?
Seems a bit surprised to see that 50.
It would have been medal anyway, but he would be on a 4th position.
Andre Tunker has a medal. Boris Nevu, who's been living in a bubble for the last few days, lives in a small apartment with Benoit Péchier and Denis Gago-Canoe. They all have young children, so it was decided that they'd have a night's sleep. Where's the Vavriou, the 2013 world champion? Boris, the 2014 world champion. Let's see if he can repeat the performance.
I mean, it's a home race. It's an incredible feeling. I remember that day, and the crowd in Prague was impressive. It was huge, humongous. It was just standing on the top of the course. It was just I can feel what Boris is going through right now.
Remember, it took you about half an hour to go from the finish line back up. So many fans wishing you well done.
It was incredible, and
so let's hope you can live the memories again next year. Boris Nevu. We're going to certainly hear some noise. Mathieu Biazizou and Seb Combo both missed out on the final. French has already won the C2 with Klaus Pesch.
It's looking good, first 2 gates. Came a little bit lower into the upstream, but managed to save it.
It took a while to set it up. I'm surprised he didn't get a bit tighter.
Well, second down, so it makes it interesting. So much experience.
There is space on this course with what's left for him to make up a second, but it's going to take something special.
Seems to be in touch.
Yeah, that was solid.
Wow, look at that.
Green light.
That would put him in 3rd place.
Green light, crowd. Crowd loves it.
And he's going at the high exit from 18. Andre was lower and I think faster, but let's see what the finish line looks like.
That was not the fastest upstream.
91.84.
I don't think he can make it.
I don't know. Oh!
Just outside. Look at the checks.
Wow.
They definitely know what is at stakes right now.
So the biggest ticket for next season is watching Vavra and Yuri fight out for the 3rd spot.
Right, yeah.
I might come over to Europe just for that.
It's gonna be
I think we'll have to ask
revenge for the Olympic selections 2016. I can claim that I am ready for that.
All right.
Well, the thing is, you guys have given us so many amazing battles.
Andre is a training partner of Yuri and Vita is training partner of me, so it's gonna be pretty exciting.
Well, Peter Kauser has arguably done the best run of the weekend so far, although it's not even the weekend yet. Won here in the World Cup in 2009, won here in the World Cup in 2015, double world champion, and won 3 weeks ago in Liceo. Loves the pressure, loves the water.
certainly lots of confidence. It's going to be the first couple of moves, I think, that will tell the tale of his run. If he can build on something early, it's going to be
That's right.
tough to get him off course.
He seems to be in such
Well,
a good
he's not
shape.
taking the big lines.
It's a Peter Kauser. He's not going to be taking the big line. Or he's going to... He's legend.
When you watch Peter, you got to watch how fast his boat is moving, not how
Absolutely.
tight he is
Smashing
to the
it.
gates. Yeah, no,
Right
this
into
is,
the upstream.
This is sweet
That
so
was
far.
exciting.
Yeah, this is sweet so far, no question.
Look at that. Nearly a second up.
Absolutely
Nice.
smashing it.
Nice.
Can he be enjoying this run?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, he knows it's the final of the World Champs, but once he got those few gates at the top of the course done like that,
Yeah, he knows it's on.
he doesn't get tired.
Wow.
He's taking the very easy.
Yeah.
1.39 up.
This is a crucial moment right now. Getting a little bit lower.
Yeah, but good enough, I think.
My heart's beating.
Yeah. Whoa,
Whoa!
goes for the punt. Yeah.
The cameras are on Andre. He's absolutely breathless. He's not moving. This is a spectacular run. Yes.
Wow.
He's a legend. He just became a 3-time world champion. Woo!
Well, two world champions are getting very excited here.
That's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And by 1.7 seconds.
It's so rare to see someone repeat as world champion, let alone to have a
And
triple.
It's a triple right there. I think Richard Fox made it a few times.
He did
I think he had
times.
five
times.
Over, I think, a 12-year period. Which is once every 2 years, and he missed a couple out. But there's a... Look at that. It's very, very emotional.
You know, Peter Kauser had a rough years prior to the Rio Olympics. He got dislocated shoulder, and he was out, and he was kind of even struggling. Even when he was on the start line, he just you know, had a few races which didn't have a luck and didn't do well. And now he's back on top after taking silver last year in Rio. Now claiming a
Stop. It's all changed, guys. It's all changed. Tonka has been given the world championship.
What?
Kauser's gone into third with a 2-second penalty.
Oh my God! I wonder where that happened.
Vit Prindis has been in second.
I don't remember seeing anything.
I have no idea.
Well, there's a drama. I just had it through my producer that the golf I just found out.
Do we have the course records?
Does anyone know what gate he touched?
He was given a touch on the gate number 17.
Well, I guess we're going to see it again. Wow.
No, this is gate number 19, so we're not going to see this. This is 19.
19, yeah.
So we would...
It'd be really nice to see a replay of 17.
Well, let's see how this plays out.
Can see some...
Well, the Czechs have jumped in the water.
Well, if the results are like this, you know...
Well, asterisks are off. There you can see Peter Kauser.
We're definitely going to see some emotions right there.
Yeah.
if we are supposed to be talking about the actual results, you can see it's pretty amazing for Czech Republic.
We're just about to see pictures of the touch.
I don't see a touch.
I'm not sure what they saw.
He was in the middle of the gate.
Yeah.
Only one choice, or only one option could be a blade of the paddle hitting the pole, the left pole, but as far as the movement of the poles, there was nothing significant.
Well, I have to give you the results as they stand. Ondřej Tunka is world champion 2017 for the Czech Republic. Vit Prindis takes a silver medal, and Peter Kauser has been given the bronze medal. We can only tell you what we see.
Exciting race. Just unfortunate to end on a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, I think it will be in the books, since the teams are not allowed to put the inquiry on the results in the final race. There's not much change, not much chance of the result changing, and I'm pretty sure the video judging crew did the best job, so the touch was given.
Well, massive adrenaline for all those competing.
Also, if you see the differences in times between the first and fifth place, it's 0.6 seconds.
0.6. That is tight.
That is unexpected for me, because of course in Po it's really, as David mentioned, looked terrible, and
so
really
for the second time in 4 years, Czech Republic men win 1-2. David, this is the maybe the last time we see you in the World Championships. Sum up your career in 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Can't believe it lasted this long.
Well, I have.
Well, you've inspired a generation. Vavry is inspiring a generation. We've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of contention. 2013, Czech 1-2. 2017, Czech 1-2. What more can we say apart from, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure.
And we look forward to seeing more in the racing in the next couple of days. Thank you.
Pleasure, and it's amazing.
So you see in your pictures there, Vit Prindis is given the silver medal. Ondřej Tunka came from nowhere, had to go through the second run of the heats and made it to the final. So to sum up today, it's been lots of drama, lots of excitement, a stunning weather, great crowds, lots of unpredictability. Klaus Pesch for France took out the gold medal in the C2. Mallory Franklin took out the gold medal in the K1, and we've just seen huge drama. Peter Kauser was the fastest across the line, but was adjudged to have a 2-second penalty, and so Ondřej Tunka from the Czech Republic is the world champion. Thanks for all my guests today. Semi-finals, finals. Same routine tomorrow, by the way. We'll be covering the semi-finals and the finals on live TV. And then, of course, on Sunday, it is the extreme slalom, which is real excitement. 4 boats in a row, creek boats, all going against each other. Well, keep watching on social media. Sport at its most dramatic. Matthew Layden, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and we'll see you tomorrow.